The first time Abby saw Lalo was in the canteen on the 14th floor of a beautiful corporate office in Sandton. The office overlooked the city skyline, glass buildings shining under the afternoon sun, expensive cars moving below, people in designer clothes rushing between meetings. Inside the canteen, the smell of cappuccinos and toasted sandwiches filled the air while soft jazz played from hidden speakers. Abby sat alone near the window, quietly stirring her tea while scrolling through her phone. That was when Lalo walked in. Every head turned. Not because she was loud. Not because she demanded attention. But because she carried herself with grace. Her fitted beige dress hugged her perfectly. Her heels clicked softly against the floor. Her hair was neatly laid, her makeup soft and elegant. Even the way she greeted the cashier sounded warm and refined. "Good afternoon, sis," she smiled. Abby couldn't stop staring. Lalo looked like the kind of woman who had her life together, confident, polished, respected. When Lalo noticed Abby sitting alone, she smiled and asked, "Mind if I sit here?" That simple question started everything. Within weeks, they became inseparable. They ate lunch together every day. They took coffee breaks together. They laughed in elevators. They shared office gossip. People in the building started calling them the twins. But Abby's friendship was never pure. At first, the signs were small. Lalo would wear a stunning red blazer on Monday, and the next week Abby would show up wearing the exact same blazer in black. Lalo bought elegant nude heels. Abby suddenly had identical ones in white. Even their hairstyles became the same. At first, Lalo laughed about it. "Girl, we really think alike," she would joke. But deep down, Abby wasn't inspired by Lalo. She was obsessed with becoming her. And when she realized she could never truly be Lalo, she slowly started trying to destroy her instead. "Your boyfriend is too controlling," Abby would whisper during lunch. "You should ignore his calls sometimes. You're too soft with him. Men like challenges." Lalo trusted her. So she listened. What Lalo didn't know was that whenever she and her boyfriend fought, Abby would secretly text him. "Hey, she's just emotional. She really loves you. You deserve better communication though." At first the messages sounded innocent, supportive, helpful. But slowly Abby inserted herself deeper into their relationship. Sometimes she visited him when Lalo wasn't around. Sometimes she would laugh too hard at his jokes. Sometimes she'd say things like, "If I were you, I wouldn't tolerate that." Little seeds. Little poison drops. And every time Lalo shined, Abby found a way to dim her light. If Lalo got praised at work, Abby would interrupt meetings and make herself the center of attention. If men complimented Lalo at office functions, Abby would suddenly become louder, flirt harder, laugh bigger. It became a competition Lalo didn't even know she was part of. But the most painful thing? Abby hid her cruelty behind support. She celebrated Lalo publicly while privately tearing her apart. That kind of betrayal is confusing. Because it doesn't arrive wearing the face of an enemy. It arrives smiling. Holding your hand. Calling you bestie. One Friday evening after work, the company hosted a networking event at a rooftop restaurant in Sandton. Lalo wore a stunning emerald green dress. As she walked in, heads turned again. But this time, Abby's smile disappeared. Throughout the night, Abby kept interrupting her conversations. She clung to Lalo's boyfriend. She made subtle jokes about Lalo being too emotional. And then it happened. Lalo walked toward the balcony looking for her boyfriend, only to find Abby holding his hand. Laughing softly. Too softly. Too comfortably. The world around Lalo went silent. The music faded. The city lights blurred. Her chest tightened. And suddenly every memory replayed itself. The copied clothes. The bad advice. The constant comparisons. The hidden insults disguised as jokes. The strange tension every time she succeeded. For the first time, Lalo saw the truth. Abby had never wanted to be her friend. She wanted access to her life. Her beauty. Her confidence. Her relationship. Her identity. Lalo walked away that night with tears streaming down her face. Not because of the men. But because losing fake love hurts differently. Especially when you gave it real love in return. Weeks later, people noticed Lalo sitting alone again in the canteen. But this time she looked different. Stronger. Quieter. Wiser. She started protecting her space. Protecting her energy. Protecting herself. Because she finally understood something painful. Not everyone who claps for you is happy for you. Some people study you because they secretly want your life. And sometimes loneliness is safer than forced friendship. Months later, Lalo got promoted. She moved to a bigger office with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking all of Johannesburg. And for the first time in a long time, she felt peace. Real peace. Because she had finally learned that loving yourself means walking away from people who slowly destroy you while pretending to care. And Abby. She remained exactly where she was. Still chasing other women's light because she never learned how to create her own. Moral of the story. Toxicity does not always come with insults or open hatred. Sometimes it comes dressed as friendship, support, and sisterhood. Love yourself enough to recognize when someone's presence is draining your spirit. The right people will never compete with you, they will protect your light, not try to steal it.